Hi, just a quick video to show you how to top balance a lithium battery pack. What we've got here is a 12 volt lithium phosphate battery pack with a capacity of 30 amp hour. The issue was it was cutting off way too early. It just suddenly cut off. The BMS would disconnect the battery prematurely with a capacity of 17 amp hour. Now this battery is quite old. It consists of 3P 4S configuration. Each cell is 10 amp hour. And a nominal voltage of 12.6 volts. When I opened it up, the last cell was at 2.8 volts and all the others were about 3.3 to 3.4. And the BMS here, I think, has got a cutoff voltage of 2.6 volts per cell, so that was cutting off early. So I bottom balanced it by leaving it flat. I charged up this cell so it was the same level as all the others, and then recharged the entire pack. But then it cut off again unexpectedly whilst charging, and what we found is that this cell here was reaching 3.65 volts and all the others were a lot lower. This one was reaching 3.4 and these two were reaching about 3.3, something like that. So what I've done is I've removed the covering the actual top of the cells, as you can see. I've disconnected the balance connector on the BMS, that's very important. And what I've got here is a standard lithium battery charger, which I'm going to use to charge the individual cells so they reach the same voltage as this, the highest cell. Now it would imply that this cell was actually the weakest because it discharges the first, but it's likely to be this cell that's the weakest because that charges first. These other cells here aren't getting fully charged because that one's reaching full charge and then cutting off the charge current before these other cells have time to charge fully. So what we're going to do is recharge the other three cells, and that should hopefully bring it all back into line. That's it. Switch this unit on. Sensor on that. You see it's set to 4 amp, 3.3 volt, 1S. What I'm going to do is connect it across this last pack here, and then we're going to start the charge. And then off it goes. You can see it's reaching 3.48 volts. So when that reaches 3.65 volts, this will disconnect. Then we'll move it onto the next cell in the pack until all the cells are reaching the same voltage. And then we'll connect it back to the original charger. And then wait till the charger cuts off, and then measure the individual cell voltages, and then repeat if necessary until all the cells are balanced. And that should hopefully restore some of the capacity to the pack. So like I say, you're bringing these other cells here that were never getting fully charged back up to full capacity, thus increasing the lifespan and capacity of the battery pack. Really, it's as simple as that. This battery is quite old. Now they do tend to go out of balance if they're left for long periods of time. Sometimes the BMS board actually is powered from the first cell if it's a smart BMS, and what will happen is the first cell in the pack will discharge and all the others in this pack will remain at the original voltage. I mean, there'll be the obvious internal self-discharge, but yeah, I think this BMS is just a basic bog standard one. It hasn't got a microcontroller on it. So it won't draw it current, but this battery pack is probably 15 years old. It was supposed to be 30 amp hour and it was measured at 17, so I'm hopefully going to increase that to around about 20 to 25, which is good enough. And there's no signs of any bulged or leaking cells. There's no heat or anything like that. I think it just simply got out of balance for whatever reason. That cell was reaching full capacity, knocking the BMS off, and the other cells aren't fully charging. As you can see now, this one's almost fully charged already. So I'm just going to leave that. And then job's a good one. And that's how you top balance lithium battery pack. Thanks for watching.